All right, hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to make just a couple of really easy, simple journals so that I can take them with me to my next vendor market. So I have this really beautiful paper. Sorry if it's a little bit noisy. Unfortunately, my neighbor's doing some construction work in his backyard. I can't do anything about that. But I have this really beautiful paper, hopefully that's gonna focus for you guys, that I got in Italy, this beautiful handmade paper that I was thinking about using for some covers. It's quite a large sheet and I do wanna keep some of it for myself, but I thought it would just make some really beautiful covers. So the first thing I'm gonna do, and because it's super noisy next door, I'm gonna keep most of this to music, but the first thing I'm gonna do, and I have to do it off camera because this thing is huge, it doesn't even fit on my desk, is I'm gonna start cutting sections in for the covers. Okay, so I have torn up some of the paper. I have two in this size and then I have one that's a little bit smaller that was just like basically the leftovers from doing this size. And if I'm not mistaken, it should be about 4.5. Let me just, oops, that's the wrong side. So it's about 6.5 by, yes, 4.5. I have accumulated a couple papers here and a little bit of lace that I want to use for the closure. That I think I'll have to do after I build the signature. I haven't decided if I want to do one or two yet, but I can show you what I have. So I have some book pages that has like more of a reddish brown writing on it. I have some newsprint paper there. Some of these textured papers. And then these I got in various subscription boxes, so I have a few of those, and then some specialty papers, more specialty papers. These are from Your Creative Studio, so I have some of those. Just some lined paper from an old notebook. Some tea-stained graph and lined paper, some of my own faux rice paper that has my flowers in it, and then some packaging paper. So I think there's 16 pages in total. Hold on, now I have to double count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I can either do 2 signatures of 8 or I can do 1 signature of 16. I think 16 might be a little much, even though I'm not putting any ephemera in these. Yeah, I'm just gonna play with it a little bit, see what happens, and we'll get onto it. I also have my wax thread here that I'm gonna use for my binding. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and put these together in a way that I feel like will work and see what happens. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with 2 signatures because this already feels pretty good for a signature size. So 8 pages per signature. And let's see, I went with a specialty in the center on this one, so let me put that a little over. And start from the outside with this one. So I'm gonna basically do the same thing. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. Let's make sure that's gonna fit in here okay, not take up too much space. Now, that looks good. It's not really coming off the inside at all. So I think that's good. So 16, I can't math at the moment apparently, but anyway, I just need to make a template really quickly. Let's see, I have this left over from one of my other projects. So who's the biggest? This one's the biggest. And it goes to, okay. There. And I'll just split this in half because I don't need the whole thing to make a template with. I can use the other side to make a template later. Okay. So, just fold that in half. Y'all have seen me do this tons of times. It's nothing very special. So I've got my holes placed. Now I can sew these signatures in. And obviously I'm just doing a 3-hole pamphlet stitch for this. It's not too thick, it's not too big, so a 3-hole pamphlet stitch is just fine. And I've got my wax thread here. And I'm just gonna start putting these in. You'll notice I only did 1 hole for the cover. I could have done 2, and you can do 2, but because this is a smaller journal, I'm not worried about bulk so much. I can just use the 1 guideline for that. That's upside down. So, this way. Yes. Okay, I'm just gonna sew these on really quick. Oops, I completely missed. Why did no one say anything? I know, y'all were probably yelling at me through the screen, Brandy, what are you doing? The answer is sometimes I just don't know. Sometimes I just don't know. Thankfully, it's not that hard to fix. This paper is very sturdy. This is the paper I made myself, the faux rice paper. And you can bend it up, break it, do whatever. Okay, there we go. It'll lay flat again once I've fixed it. Okay, so now back through the center. There's a knot here where I went through. That's okay. So I'll pull this up to the top. That knot will come out here. And there we go, fixed. I was wondering why I couldn't get it any tighter. It's because it was pulling on itself. Okay, that's good. I don't want it to be too tight, just tight enough. Okay, so that is put together. I'm liking that. So I was thinking about doing, excuse me, allergies. I was thinking about doing a lace closure. Do I want it to close? Most of the journals I do the closure on the side, but this one I think I want it to come to the front and tie in the front. So maybe about right there. So I can take this and make a little bow like that. And like that. I need it a little longer. That's why we test these things. So I'm actually going to take it out to around where it's about twice the size of the book. Maybe a little more. Scissors, there you are. And cut that there. So on the back, I'm just gonna glue it, and the Barely Art glue will work fine for this. Oh, got a little stuck there. So just from the center, and I am gonna use quite a bit of it because this is very porous paper. So a lot of it will want to just sink into the paper, but I want this to hold our lace. Okay, let me see. So I need the halfway point there. Needs to wrap around. So there. Okay. Just make sure that gets a good adhesion. I wanted to do this without using the sewing machine. I could have used my sewing machine to attach. You know what? I just messed that up. Take it off. Because what I just realized what I need to be in the back is actually the center. And I am a crazy person, so this actually needs to be centered on the back. I'm glad I caught that before it dried. That would have been sad. Very sad. Okay, we'll let that dry for a second and then I'll come back and show you guys the next steps. Okay, so that is pretty much dry and nice and stuck in place. So now, just to reinforce it a little bit, I thought I'd use one of these doilies. Let's take that around the front there, get it out of our way. And I'm just gonna do half of this pretty paper doily. And then it should still be able to close up here. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, so we'll let that dry a bit. And then I want to do a little bit of decorating on the front, but not much. Like I said, I want to keep this pretty simple. So let's see, I have... I'm making messes. Oh my gosh. Stop. Anyway, I have this washi tape roll I thought I could use. maybe a label or two. And then I have my pressed flowers that I might want to use. That's not the right box. I have 3 different boxes of pressed flowers that all have different different statuses of being, but just like a simple flower like that. Maybe. Or I have, whoop, let go. They're so fragile. There we go. Or I have one like this. And I think I kind of like that one. I think I actually might forgo these. Yeah, I think I will. I'm gonna forgo those. I'll probably use a label, use one of these flowers. And for that, I'm definitely gonna need collage medium. So since I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and put collage medium on the back of the lace here as well. And that's just gonna make it a little bit more sturdy. I'm just gonna swoop. Be very delicate with this. Oh, see, it wants to pull apart. But, excuse me again. Sorry, guys. Really simple. This will hold it down and we'll make it so it doesn't fall off the page. A little layer underneath and then a layer over top will keep it from falling apart. Whoops. And I am almost out of collage medium. Well, my gel medium, I should say. I'm gonna have to order more of that here pretty soon. I do use it quite frequently. It's one of my must-haves. I've thought about doing one of those videos. I've seen other people do them a lot. The, you know, must-haves. These are the things that I must have in my studio that I use constantly. Unfortunately, I think most people have pretty much covered most of the stuff that I need. The only thing I can really think of at the moment that is not on someone else's list is the collage medium. And I'm sure that is on someone's list, just not the ones that I have watched. So that's going to take quite a while to dry, but once it does, it'll stay a little flexible, which is great for this kind of journal because it's a very soft journal. But it will be held firmly in place. Like that. Make sure I get all the little edges around the edges. And it's going to take a bit to dry. So let's see if I can find a label I want to use for it. See, that's how empty my collage, my gel medium is. I'm going to need to order more. Let's see. Maybe there's a field label note in here or something. Oops. And I have glue all over my fingers. Let's see. Oh, there's Pay to the order of. That's pretty. Should I ink it up a little bit? Maybe. What else do we have in here? I mean, I've got tons of little labels. No. I like this one. I think that one's too small though. This isn't even all the labels I have, it's just some of them. So I know people like to work in groups of odd numbers because that is pleasing to the eye, but I count the bow in this scenario as the third element. So I think I'm gonna go with that one. First one I picked out, what do you know? Sometimes you just got it. Sometimes you know exactly what you want to do. Okay, come here, please. Goodness. Okay, come on. There we go. I'm making life difficult for myself. Where is my dauber? As usual, I'm working on multiple projects at one time, which makes it a little difficult to figure out where you've put things every once in a while. Let's see. Oh, I need to put those back in their spot. Where is my dauber? There it is. So I'm just gonna do this lightly. I don't want it too stained up or anything, because like I said, this is gonna be a simple and pretty little journal. Just a simple one, like that. Since I already have the collage medium out, I'll go ahead and just use that again since it holds even better than the regular glue. And I'll overlap the flower just a little bit. And this is gonna take some time to dry. So I'm gonna let this dry. I'll quickly do the other two off screen. And then once those are all ready, I will show you guys the final results. Okay, so here I have them all finished. Cute little notebooks. And so if there's 16, let's see if I can math now, guys. Can I? I don't know. Maybe. So 16 is 24, 64. So there's 64 pages in each of these two, and then this one is 40 pages. They all have similar papers and stuff inside of them, but they've all got the different ties. I love this paper. I love the texture for it. I'm hoping other people will enjoy it as well. This one I put some of my hydrangeas on, and I just love this texture. And then I'll quickly just flip through this one, the first one that we did together, so you can kind of see it a little bit better. I should have made the ribbon longer on this one. This one just gets tied up, unfortunately, but, you know, that's something to know in the future. So we've got some design paper, some, like specialty rice paper, the tea-dyed, more specialty paper, the newsprint, the packaging, more specialty paper, book page. And these are really fun. I love having the different kinds of textures of papers and stuff in here. I have sold these before, not these exact ones, but similar ones at the vendor markets. So I am hoping that it will go over well. There's that. And then it's basically just a repeat there, except this one should have my, yes, my own faux rice paper. And guys, I did actually just get a, what do you call it? The paper making stuff. So I'm going to be taking a try at making my own handmade paper soon. So that should be very exciting. I'm at least excited about it. I love having these kinds of textures and stuff in here. So there's the back. I love these colors, how soft it is. And it's a really easy, so you can see, you can bend that flower and everything now. And it's perfectly fine. It's not going anywhere. I did end up putting the collage medium on the back as well for all of these, so they are quite sturdy, and they all have the same kind of papers in them, so I'm not going to do a flip through of all of them, but just to give you a small idea of what is inside of them. Okay, so there are those. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was super, super simple. Sometimes that's just what you want though, and from my previous experience, these kinds of things do really well at the vendor markets. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!